Right, Romans 12 verse 2 says, do not be conformed any longer to the patterns of this world, but be renewed by the transforming of your mind. Great verse. Alright, what do I think it means? What does it mean, Miles, to be... do not be conformed to the patterns of this world? What are the patterns of this world?
I think for me it just means to stand against the flow and not to just take things as face value, but to go against things sometimes, because the way people do things isn't always right.
Sharky, what about you? What are the patterns of this world?
I think the patterns in this world for me is probably the usual doing what the world tells you to do sort of thing. I think it's vital as a Christian that you don't get sucked into that, and the world doesn't just swamp you with what the world wants you to do. And I think it's hard, but I think it's rewarding as well, and it's a good thing if we stand against it and really go to and follow what God, and sort of what Miles is saying, what God is saying, go against the flow. And I think it's rewarding at the end, and it's rewarding if people notice a change in you and notice that you're not being conformed by the world's views and stuff like that. So,
whoa, what is that word conformed? I mean, the first part of the verse talks about being conformed, and the second part of the verse talks about not being conformed but being transformed. What does it mean? What does that word, just simply that word conform, mean? What does it mean if somebody is a conformer? What does that mean?
It means they fit into the mould of other people. So you have, like, instead of being yourself, you're just copying other people and doing what they do, just because they do it to fit in.
Yeah, so then what does it mean to be transformed by the renewing of your mind? And what does that mean? I mean, who does that? Who transforms? Who's the one that transforms us by renewing our mind?
Sorry.
Okay, I'll do that one. I mean, I think that transforming and renewing our mind is changing the way we think, the way we act, the way we do things. Just how we live our lives should be different, and I think we can only get that from getting closer to God. And if we get closer to God, then the rest of the stuff will come in last place, and the things of what God wants us to do will come in first place as such, and they'll be first on our mind. They'll be first to do things which are better for others. And I think that if we continue to do the will of God, all the rest of the stuff will fall in behind, and we'll fade out eventually.
So Romans 12 verse 2 says, do not be conformed any longer to the patterns of this world, but instead be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Brilliant verse. This has been Radiant Youth Raw and Uncut in the Car Devotional over and out.